Welcome back to another episode of the Full Load QuickTake. I'm here with my co-host, Nicholas Todd Averly. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
All right, so today we got big news that Arizona high school sports is back. So last week we posted a video saying the Arizona winter sports has been canceled. But recently, just today, the AIA voted to overturn that vote to bring sports back for the winter season. So what's your thoughts about it?
Yeah, man. So I'm excited about this. I'm really happy that they overturned the vote. You know, kind of like how we were saying last week in the other podcast, is my sisters we're going to be playing this year, and it being my sister's
Senior season.
senior season. She was really heartbroken about this whole thing, man, and just hearing her excitement today from my mom, my sisters. They were both all really happy, and I'm happy that it's going. You know, all these seniors can finally play, as well as players can leave it all out on the court for one more season.
Yeah, it just sucks that for me it would be really hard to see on social media. You know, you see people out and about, and you see people going to grocery stores without masks. You see all these people not following the protocol, and it's like, you're gonna take my senior season away when people are out partying, going to nightclubs, and having these New Year's party and having a good Christmas, and I can't play my high school sports wearing a mask and following all these things. And I do understand that. I'm happy for them.
That was one thing I thought was really hypocritical, is a lot of these other seasons and sports are still playing, but they don't allow basketball and all that other stuff.
So the Winslow football, Arizona football teams all had their full season, and it's I feel like basketball would be better during the protocol to help people be safe, and there's measurements to be, because it's a smaller team than football and volleyball, and I feel like it just makes sense to let them play.
Yeah, definitely, man. And that's one thing, like we said, is I'm really happy for all this stuff, and it gives seniors a chance to impress college scouts.
Yeah, you know, if I was a senior and you have all these seasons where you went to practice, you're going to the weight room, you're putting in all this effort to get to the next level, and it's it just gets shot down. You have no chance just because the season's out of your hands at that point. You can't do nothing. So I'm grateful they are having a season and kids are able to play and compete for that state championship.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it's just we've been seeing a lot of ridicule about the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
You were reading up on that.
So there's a lot of backlash saying that a lot of people don't want the season to happen. They were against the vote. And with Arizona, where we're from and where we live currently, it's currently the highest rate. And in the past week, 700 people have died.
Yeah.
Well, our numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
It's Arizona's nothing shut down. So what's your thoughts about that? All the backlash.
So I understand where these people are coming from. I understand the whole risk factor that comes into getting COVID, and that was one scenario that I was thinking about is. What if these players do contract COVID while they're playing games or practicing, and they do bring that home, and then their whole family gets sick from COVID? So that's one thing I was thinking about, would be a really tragic scenario. Last week, I was just trying to process the whole season being canceled and trying to find the good out of the whole situation. But now, kind of like how we brought up in the past episode, is how much are you willing to live your passion? And I think these kids, their drive and how much their hard work, they're willing to put it all out there on the court for it.
Yeah.
And with the whole backlash with all that, I understand, but I would understand that let the kids decide. They're young adults. They're going to be seniors or whatnot, and other ages in high school, but I honestly think that we should give them the chance to decide what they want to do.
Yeah, for me it was super great. I had one of the arguments when I listened to the Zoom call that they had was most of the people were saying basketball's going to happen with or without the high school sports. If the high school sports were canceled, they're all going to go to the club games and go to tournaments every weekend. And it's that's true. The athletes are going to want to find a way to play. You're not going to stop the season. But I just like that It is. They did let it happen, and hopefully there are safer protocols in which clubs are able to enforce. And from what I've read is that there's going to be two guardians / parents allowed into the games at homes.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think you should limit the capacity of the fans.
Yeah, because you think back to like all of our past games that we play and just going to basketball games in general, either pro, high school, or club games, and you always see like the crowds are packed.
Yeah,
That's where you see like a lot of people, like how you said in the past podcast, is a lot of people go there for entertainment. They have
yeah.
fun. Everyone enjoys it.
And it's a family event. Everybody brings their whole family. The parents, the kids are there, the grandparents. Everybody's there for supporting of the team.
And I'm gonna show up to my sister's games in hazmat suits.
We're gonna spam the chat in the Zoom call.
It's all like, oh,
when on the live stream.
Nick's on the game again. It's all in a big old yellow suit with like respirator and like, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's super great. I do understand that like Arizona is one of the highest rates of COVID in the world right now, from what I've read, and there's like 700 deaths in the past week. Our numbers are crazy, but you do see like what's going on in the world where the restaurants are open, the clubs are open, the bars are open. Mm-hmm. It's like, and these kids can't find a way. The casinos are open here.
Yeah,
the casinos are open, and like everything's open, but you can't let these kids play basketball. Like adults are walking around in grocery stores without masks.
Yeah,
and, like they can't play basketball. I don't know.
It's a very hypocritical thing when you think of it in a broad sense like that. And I was really impressed like over the past summer when you went to a couple of my sister's club games and the tournaments, and I was honestly really impressed with how they approached the games as far as for safety. When you come in, there's a limited amount of people that can actually come and watch the game. Before you come into the game, they check your temperature and all that. And then after each game that plays, everybody leaves.
And then kids now can now like show certification of like them having a COVID vaccine,
mm-hmm.
and that'll be like another added layer of protection.
Yeah, and that's one thing I thought was really cool too. Was I don't know what machine that was. It was like a steaming. You remember they had those backpacks and they were like spraying.
Like the disinfectant thing.
The disinfecting spray and all that all over the bleachers, the court, and everything like that. The basketballs, and I thought that was a really cool thing because sometimes people can be asymptomatic and they could not be showing symptoms like of all that stuff, and that is going to be a risk factor. But one thing I always remember about my mom during the game was like normally like when you get off the bench you high five everybody. My mom saw my younger sister. I think she was about to high five people. My mom screamed, bro. She screamed and she was just like, "Hey, don't be shaking hands with anybody." And then like my sister was like, "I'm not." And that's like, they were all air high fiving. They were social distancing on the bench. They had their masks on, and even before and after they came in from playing ball, they sanitized their hands with hand sanitizer. And I guess that's one way of doing it,
There's ways you can make it as safe as possible. Like there's always gonna be a risk of people catching COVID, but there's a way you can try to limit that risk. And I feel like with the AIA stepping in and having a season, like they'll have their correct protocols. Or hopefully they do install the right protocols where they try to keep these kids as safe as possible. And with the vaccine, like hopefully some kids are able to get their shots and be fully protected from COVID.
I can't imagine what state's gonna look like, man. You remember
our state games will be packed if the rest team
makes it. I'm not too sure. Is Paige still in?
I'm not sure because I believe all the res schools are completely out still.
Yeah.
But that could change with the new votes. Like it just seems like something can be voted on and re-voted the next day. Yeah. It's just like I think it happened on Friday or something, and then today and Tuesday they just undid that vote. Yeah. So the changes could happen. It just sucks. Like when I was watching a little live stream at the beginning, they were saying they got a bunch of emails of like disagreements or agreeing with their vote. Mm-hmm. And I guess there was some death threats. Dang. Like no, that's nothing to laugh at, but I really don't think it's that important to be sending death threats to somebody.
It's all like I'm gonna gush you if you don't change the rule.
Yeah, so I think this is they voted against like the healthcare field's like recommendation, but like I said, there's just everything's open. It seems like, and sports are going on even around the world. Like in Texas, like everything's completely open. There's no regulation, and
Hmm.
it's like these guys can't play basketball.
Yeah, let them play ball. That's what I like. Kind of like how we said. There's just hopefully this is a good decision,
Yeah,
and a lot of kids can come out of this and make a good season out of this, and everyone stays safe this season.
yeah. I'm super happy for all the seniors. I bet the seniors are all like, including your sister. I have like
Yeah.
a weight lifted off their shoulders where they
Hmm.
are able to have their season and hopefully make the most of it.
Yep.
And
Definitely, man.
so thank you for watching. This is the end of our episode. Please like and subscribe.